Oh my goodness, creators, look at this. This major level of support that's been through here this entire time. Once it breaks, the next major level of support is down here. Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alright traders, bit of a market update for you. Plus also, I'm going to be sharing with you one stock that I see that if it starts to set up a bit more, we're going to get an enormous drop on this stock. So there's one stock that I'm really watching for right now that I think is going to have some incredible moves. But then also, I want to talk to you about something that I bought today. That's right, I went long the market today. Do you know what it was? Do you know what it is? Anyway, before I do start, guys, make sure you join my next free training, next webinar, right? There's a link in the description. If you need a trading approach, if you trade these markets and you need a trading system, and you're losing money, or you need to find a really good, you need a good training to help you get on track again, that is for you. Link in the description, guys. Click on that. Let's have a look at the actual stock market itself. So the Dow Jones itself, and again, I'll do a bit of a market update for you guys, and then I'll get to that one stock that I see having a big crash. And the one market that I just recently, I've just bought today. So I'm going to share that with you. So looking at the Dow Jones, look what's happening right now, the Dow Jones, okay? Big rally, but look where we are. Bit of resistance through here. If we just draw this trend line through here, right? We just draw this trend line from there to there, right? From there to there, and we open it up. Look at this here, resistance, bit of a poke, its head back above there, and look where we're having problems right now. Now, if I bring up my moving average, look what happens as well too, right? Look at this here. So notice how far we get away from the moving average. Look what happened last time. Look at all this time. When we get too far away from it, we end up getting what? We end up getting a bit of a pullback, right? So we are right now, we are at an overbought territory. We're at this overbought territory. And so what that means is that this overbought territory simply means we're going to probably come back to equilibrium, which is a pullback towards the moving average. Now, whether it continues down or not from here, that's what we've got to wait for when it comes to the Dow Jones. Looking at the S&P 500, and we're still in this overall pullback formation. Nothing's really changed through here, so we could be getting ready for another big drop in the markets through here. High, lower high, and we're still not really doing much through here. So we could start to get ready for another big drop down through here, which could mean a movement on the downside looking at the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq was the one that I talked about at the intro of this video. Check this out. This is when it starts to get pretty freaky, right? Over the last 1 or 2 years, call it 2 years, we've had this major level of support around 1050. That's the reason why it's holding here right now. But mark my words, traders. Once this level breaks, we have a free fall. There's support. There's small support levels, but the next major one is down at 7,000. Is this market pulling back right now to get ready for the charge? Get ready for, is it starting to feel up to get ready for the charge? Because if we start to get something like this in the markets, and we start to get a big breakdown bar like this, guess what is likely to come? That's right, something like this. And then maybe that's when we get the capitulation type of leg coming in the stock market through there, right? So this, the capitulation in this, I do see capitulation. And the capitulation, by the way, guys, I see capitulation to ending this bear market. I know some people are getting excited right now. I don't believe this bear market's over. Not yet, okay? Not yet. I believe we have some more downside to come. And one of those markers is the charts there. And looking at the Dow Jones, looking at the Nasdaq. And if we get something like that on the Nasdaq, guess what? Man, it's all over. And we're probably going to see a 7,000 Nasdaq coming. I know you guys are saying, John, you're nuts. That's okay, right? That's okay. Now, let's go have a look at the one stock that I see. One stock that I see is probably going to have some really big movements on the downside coming real soon, and that is UPS. UPS, look at this here. UPS is definitely setting up with something through here, right? Right, we've got a nice high, lower high, low, lower high, down. Now we're rallying back up. We've got all this resistance level through here, right? And now we've got the moving average coming back down. If indeed we do get something like this, like a very big strong breakout bar like that, and we get a bit more sideways range. Actually, I'll draw that a bit better for you guys so you can see what I'm looking at here. All right, so let's go to 1 year worth of view. If indeed we do, guys, and this is actually the if scenarios, if we can get something like this going on, and then we get the moving average coming down like that, right? And then we get something like that, like a big bar. That big bar there is probably going to be then the start of the next big leg down. Make sense? So once we look at that, we can actually see. We also can see by looking at this here that that's the major support level. So once that major support level is broken, guess where's the next major support level? Look at an arrow there. The next major support level is where? Down through here. So that tells me we could actually see a very, very, very big drop where? So let's go back to the 1 year view if you're here. We could then, if we do get that, there could be a move back down to 120, and then possibly, if I go to look at the weekly charts now, quite possibly even more, right? So, but that 120 level there. So there's actually something there that I'm watching for, guys. So keep an eye out for that. Now let's go to the one market that I talk about when it comes to me buying, and this is what I did. I added to, drum roll, bit of a drum roll, to my GDXJ. For you OG people, you probably know this from my GDXJ, but let me just bring up the weekly charts here. GDXJ right now, I added today to it because the reason why I added to this is I've been buying this for long term, is because I see that the mining sector is going to make some incredible moves. I don't know when that's going to happen, guys, right? But when you come down, when you are trading the markets, okay, when you're trading the markets, you use rule-based systems, so on and so forth. Stuff like I talked about with UPS, right? It's all about systems, rule-based. Again, if you want to fully understand why I like UPS, join my next webinar, link in the description, guys, and I'll share with you, I'll teach you my system for free, right? I'm going to teach you for free. And that way, when you look at UPS, you're like, oh, I can understand the reason why he's looking at that, all right? So just educate yourself, understand what you're doing. So when you are trading the markets, okay, when you're trading the markets, you use rule-based to get in and get out. Trade the markets as you're getting in, you're getting out, that sort of stuff. But when you're investing in the markets, like I'm investing into the mining sector, or mainly the GDXJ, right? But when I'm investing in that sector, what am I doing? I'm investing in it, but I'm not trying to pick a bottom, right? I'm investing in it because I'm very confident, and investing is not about what's happening now or even over the next 6 months. Investing is what's likely to happen over the next 10 years, 20 years, right? From that approach. And that's what you need to be looking at, is what's going to happen there. Now, I really want to dive into why I like the mining sector. What do we know? What for you OG people out there, right? If you've got more than a 4 in your name, or let's say at least a 5 in front of your name, you know what I'm saying? What happens to markets? We go through what? We go through cycles. We go through the booms, we go through the busts, we go through the booms, we go through the busts, we go through the booms. So everything goes like that, right? And we generally when we go through the booms, we go through the busts, we go through the quiet periods, right? Even the housing market did this back in 2008. The market crashed. It went quiet for 2 or 3 or 4 years, and then we had the next boom. And then we have another crash, and it goes quiet for... Even Bitcoin even did this, right? It goes quiet for a few years, and then we have the next boom, right? Well, everything goes in cycles. Let's just keep it simple here. So if we have a look at... If I'm just looking at where's the best position for me to be able to try to, put my money in, I'm not happy doing long-term investments on the stock market right now, or some stocks I am right now, and I've talked about the last few days. But when it comes to my investing approach, they always say buy when people are fearful, right? Buy when there's blood on the streets. Buy the unloved child. And that's what the mining sector is right now. People, gold, metals and miners, people just like, what? What is that? Is that even a thing, right? That's where I'm looking at the market. That's where I'm investing in the markets right now, because it's the unloved child, and 2, it hasn't had its day yet. And if I'm looking at market cycles, where is the stock market? The stock market is here, and so is cryptocurrencies. Where is the mining sector right now? Here, right? It's going through that flattening out period, isn't it? And then we're getting ready for something like this. Now, when I say get ready, guys, I'm saying when I say get ready, I'm saying it possibly over the next maybe couple of years, we're going to see that really big boom, right? I just don't know when that bottom's going to be, and we don't need to time the markets from there. So this is one thing, guys, I do see. And by the time we see, if I take everything off the screen here, and if I put let's actually put a cursor here, right? Let's actually put a long-term line through here. Right? So by 2030, from here to here, that one right there, right? Let's actually make that much thicker. Let's make that blue because I like the color blue, right? And let's actually squeeze this up. I do see, and I know this sounds pretty crazy, right? I see this market, it may even have a drop, it may even have more drop to the downside, but I see new highs coming, right? So I see that sort of move coming, possibly even 200, coming this decade. Again, but this is years down the bottom here, guys. 36, I'm trying to do math on a YouTube video. Don't, John, don't, you're not that smart. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. They're years, right? They're years. So I know that, but I mean, I've squeezed it up through here, right? So, but that's what I see coming from there to there. For me, the reasons why is because there's obviously many more reasons why when it comes to what's going to happen on the other side of this decade, when it comes to inflation and all that sort of stuff. But when you just look at when you just look at simple analysis, simple cycle analysis, the whole thing is what has been doing really good for a while is probably not going to do good for a while. And what hasn't been doing good for a while is probably going to do good for a while. You see what I'm saying there, guys? I think a lot of people just get so sucked into what's good right now, and I'm going to focus on that. And if you let's actually bring this back to simple basics. Okay, guys, when is the best time to invest in anything? When was the best time to invest? In the stock market, 2008, 2009, right? When was the best time to invest in property? Probably 2011, 12, right? After the whole washing out period happened in the US market there, right? So it's after the big boom, after the big bust, and so on and so forth. And traders, and especially you guys that have, you're in your 20s. If you're in your 20s right now, I want you to think about what I just said there. I really want you to focus on what I just said there, okay? Investing long-term in the markets is actually not a hard thing. It really isn't. What do? Where are we in the cycle of things in all these asset prices? Crypto is probably still in that downward leg. So is the stock market, but mining stocks are not, right? So that's the reason why I see that. And other markets as well too. So just make sure that you are really digging deep and going deep into these markets, because there is a lot of opportunities that are around just underneath our feet. And remember, it's not about what you like. Well, I don't like this and I don't like that. Guys, I don't like any market. I'm not a lover or marriage of any market out there. No, I like to make money, right? So I want to make sure that I'm positioning myself properly for the best opportunities. So my trading approach, again, link in the description for that. We need to use rule-based to get in and get out. That's for trading. My investing long-term is all about looking at cycles, where we're going on the economic wise, but then also just looking at what hasn't done well the last 10 years is probably going to do well in the next 10 years. Traders, I want to invite you to my webinar that I'm running today. And on this webinar, I'm going to share with you all the details to my #1 trading system for the last 17 years and how I only trade 1 hour per day. Plus, also going to be learning the 3 secrets that I had to master over the last 17 years to generate a really good income. If you go to johnsfreetraining.com, or there should be a link in the description, click on that. Go over there right now, register. If you are struggling with the trading right now, I promise you this is going to completely game change, because you're going to understand why you are going backwards and why you're losing money. And then I'm going to teach you exactly what the system I use that gets me a really high % win-loss ratio. So this is what I want you to do right now. Go to johnsfreetraining.com. Go over there, register for my webinar right now today, because you're going to absolutely love it. Or there should be a link in the description. And I look forward to seeing you on the webinar. So go to that right now, and I look forward to seeing you on my next webinar. Go to that right now. Go to johnsfreetraining.com. Go to that right now.